You know, I come from the generation where music made a lot of changes. You know, where our generation made a lot of changes in the 60s, 70s, early 70s. And I just love looking at your generation and what you all are doing and creating music, even bringing our old music forward, knowing that there's hope. This generation gives me hope. So I just want to say that. Goes right along with, if not me, then who? There's a story about 4 people in a church. Now, if you're asleep, I need you to wake up because you've got to pay attention to follow this, okay? Are you ready? Okay. Story about 4 people in a church named everybody, somebody, anybody, and nobody. I'll repeat that. 4 people in a church named everybody, somebody, anybody, and nobody. Well, there was an important job to be done. And everybody was sure somebody would do it. Anybody could have done it, but nobody did it. Somebody got angry because it was everybody's job. Everybody thought anybody could do it. But nobody realized everybody wouldn't do it. In the end, everybody blamed somebody when nobody did what anybody could have done. Sounds like a big event at Unity of Garden Park. You may have to listen to the recording to get that story again, because it fits in your workplace. It fits at home with your kids, your grandkids. We laugh about it, but spiritually, this is what happens when we wait for someone else to be the presence of love. When we wait for someone else to be the presence of forgiveness. When we wait for somebody else to be generous. When we wait for somebody else to have courage. Paul reminds us in the Corinthians 13. I actually brought that along with me today. And I may reference it here in a little bit. He reminds us in Corinthians 13. That is the verse, that is the chapter that's read at many, many weddings, right? Love is patient, love is kind, et cetera, et cetera. But in there, he is saying that love is not passive. Love doesn't say somebody should do something. Love says, let it be me. Let's go to Mother Teresa. One of my favorites, right? Love cannot remain by itself. It has no meaning. Love has to be put into action, and that action is service, spoken by a true servant. Mother Teresa. Love is a verb. Love is an action word. We don't choose love because it's easy. We choose love because Spirit moves us to see the divine in others. If not me, then who will reflect God's compassion in this moment? I'm going to repeat that. If not me, then who will reflect God's compassion in the moment? in this moment. There's sometimes when I look out at that blessing box, and often, like we put it up, put a lot of items in it, and within 24 hours it's empty. And there is, I've heard sometimes where people are like, they're just abusing that blessing box, right? And go to the WWJD. What would Jesus do? Jesus would say, let's fill it up some more, right? That box is given with no judgment. And so I don't know why that just came to me, but it did. If not me, then who will reflect God's compassion in this moment? And we have many moments. I won't share the experience, but I just know that Michael had an experience at Lowe's with a very, very negative customer. And what he did to show up in compassion to try and switch that energy around in the store. And so, if not me, then who? And if not now, then when? The world, let's go to that next quote. The world is not changed by those who wait, but by those who choose to be love in action. If love is missing in a situation, it is because I am being called to bring it. So whatever took place in that Lowe's store, right? Love was missing in that situation. And we've all experienced that. I don't care what store you're in. All you have to do is be in a Kroger's or Myers. It doesn't matter where there's masked people. You know when you're going down an aisle and there's some negativity in that aisle, right? If not me, then who? And if not now, then when? That we have an opportunity to just smile and just say, I'm sorry you're having a bad day. They're not going to swing at you by saying that. It's when we meet them with anger, is that when the altercation starts. I am being called to bring it when love is missing in a situation. It's not easy, is it? There's a story about a little boy. He came home later than usual from school, and his mother asked, why are you so late? He said, there was a little girl in my class who fell and she broke her doll. And the mother asked, oh, so you stayed and helped her fix it? The boy replied, no, I didn't know how to fix it. So I just sat down and helped her cry. If love is missing in a situation, it is because I am being called to bring it. To just be with somebody and let them cry. Love isn't always about fixing, but it is about showing up. When someone is hurting, love doesn't wait to qualify. It simply says, here I am. If not me, then who will be the compassionate presence of God in this moment? We often wait for someone else. Let's look at that next one. See if this is true. We often wait for someone else, a leader, a healer, a peacemaker. But Spirit asks us to look inward. Now, I know this is true for myself. I am not what you would call a certified healer. I have been Reiki 1 and 2 trained, but do I practice it? Not so much. I know the power of it. I know that it does work. I know that healing touch works. I took classes in that. But I'm not certified as a healer. But I know that when I go to see someone, and all I do is that, You don't have to wait for a healer to help someone to heal. You don't even have to have verbiage to help heal. I can see Leslie. I just feel her shoulder just relaxing right now. I'm not doing anything but touching her shoulder. For some of us, we're waiting for our leaders to do things, aren't we? Come on, be honest. Yes, we are. It doesn't matter which leader, which side. We're waiting for somebody to do something, right? We wait for the minister as the leader to do something. We're waiting for a peacemaker. But Spirit is asking each one of us to look inward. Look inward. Why not me? Why not me? Why not now? Look inward to realize how powerful you are just by sitting. You can't fix the doll, but you can help her cry. You can't fix the problem, but you can help others heal their heightened emotions. Am I speaking English here? I want to make sure I'm speaking English that you can understand this concept of what I'm talking about. It is all based on Corinthians 13 that I just kept rereading because in that it is so powerful. That's a perfect time, isn't it, to get it out? And I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I am going to read 1 through 8 because to me that is, though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels, but have not love, I have become a sounding brass or a clanging cymbal. Anybody know people like that? If they're speaking with tongues of men and of angels, but have not love, I'm nothing but a sounding brass or a clanging cymbal. I like the clanging gong too, right? And though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith so that I could remove mountains, but I have not love, I have nothing. You can have all the degrees you want. You can have all the microphone attention that you have. But if you don't have love, you have nothing. I'm paraphrasing along the way in case you haven't noticed. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned, but have not love, it profits me nothing. If we do it in love, if we give items to the blessing box, you have full permission to bring it and put things in the box. Non-perishable, please, because perishable draws ants. We found that out. Non-perishable. You can bring it and help fill it up. You don't have to go through us to do it. It's like those little libraries, right? You can drop off your books anywhere in those little libraries. It's the same thing, concept here. And we have huge needs in our community that we live in. So, love suffers long and is kind. Love does not envy. Love does not parade itself. It's not puffed up. So you don't even have to identify yourself when you put it in the box, right? You can. But as long as you're doing it in love, right? Not so somebody gives you a gold star, but you're doing it in love. Love does not behave rudely. Love does not seek its own, is not provoked, and it thinks no evil. It does not rejoice in iniquity, but rejoices in the truth. Bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never fails. Love never fails. Did you hear that? Love never fails. Paul is not talking about sentimental love in this chapter, even though it's used in weddings and it makes it turn to more of a sentimental type of love. But Paul is actually talking about spiritual maturity here. The reason love must come through me through me is because love only exists in the world through embodied expression through us. We're the vehicle. We're the vehicle. I don't know why that's coming to me, but 2:00 today, I'll be doing a celebration of life service here in the sanctuary. And one of the daughters, it's the mother who is deceased, and one of the daughters wrote to me because I'm asking them to give me some thoughts about their mother. And she said, my brother and I were adopted. And one of my favorite things that my mom would continually say to both of us, your birth mother is just the vehicle that brought you to me. You are the vehicle that God expresses through to the world. Ooh, that just came to me. You just never know what's going to come through, do you? Oh, love is patient. If not me, then who will bring patience to this situation? That's the pause and pray part, right? Before we proceed. Love is kind. If not me, then who will speak with kindness? That's what you did at Lowe's, Michael. If it does not insist on its own way, if not me, then who will be the bridge? If not me, then who will be the bridge? Love is not a feeling we wait to have. It's a decision to choose to embody. Oh, boy. Let's take a look at that next slide. Both these slides say the same thing, the same exact thing. But who's on the left there? Did that be your left? Yes. Right, President John Kennedy, right? And then the other one, who is it? A representative, but look, he's on a bus of African-American people, right? Saying the same daggone thing. And I just had these slides put side by side because I thought it was so powerful to see the same thing. And we're saying it now in 2025. Why do you have a sand dollar in your hand? Anybody not have a sand dollar that maybe came in a little bit late? Everybody have a sand dollar? Oh, anybody not have one? We need one. Anybody else? Oh, we need 3, 4, 5. We need 5. 2 over on this side, piano side, and 3 on this side. Okay, Elizabeth, we've got, I think, 2 on this side. Elizabeth on the right, on your right. Put it up high so she can see. There we go. So, a little boy was walking along a beach. Now, you have a sand dollar. My story is going to be about a starfish. But you know that a sand dollar was alive, right? At one point, okay? So, it's similar to the starfish. And I couldn't find 50 starfishes. But someone had given me, and she's with the youth right now, Tracy, gave me this bag of sand dollars and said, someday I think you'll be able to use this in a service. So a little boy was walking along the beach where thousands of starfish had washed ashore. He picked up one at a time and gently tossed it back into the ocean. And a man approached the boy, watching this boy just tirelessly throwing these in. He said, boy, there are too many. You can't possibly make a difference. The boy smiled. He picked up another starfish, threw it back in the ocean. He said, I made a difference for that one. If not me, then who? It's easy to think, maybe you can relate to this, it's easy to think the world's problems are too big, but love is not measured by how many we save, but by whether we are willing to save the one right in front of us. It's not keeping a record book of how many you save. Sometimes I know people will offer a class and all of a sudden there's only one person that comes to the class. I said, perfect. It's exactly who's supposed to be here, right? Doesn't matter how many. Michael's been really, and Yvette have been so generous with the singing group. Doesn't matter if we have 3 or if we have 15 in that singing group. By gosh, we're going to sing our hearts out, right? Right. So there's a quote by Archbishop Desmond Tutu, and you know I love him. He used to wonder why God didn't do something about injustice and suffering. Well, let's put us on that one. Anybody question that at times and question God, why don't you do something about the injustice and suffering that is going on in the world? Then he realized the question was wrong. God was waiting for him. Desmond Tutu was waiting for God. The question is, God's waiting for him to do something. And then look where he went, where Desmond Tutu went. God doesn't intervene from the outside. God intervenes through us. It's an inward job. Love begins where I stand. I think I have that as a quote. Yeah. Love begins exactly where I stand, not someday or when conditions improve, but right now. And one of our congregants here, Bartley, as he came in the door, he said, I think I have something you might want to use to talk today. And I'm going to read this. It's actually from the front of a church bulletin at Mount Auburn's Presbyterian Church, 1941. Spirit has no hands but ours, with which to give this aid. No lives but ours, with which to carry out its plans. We say that we are spirit. We say that all is ours. Deeds are the proof of that, not words. And these are the proving ours. Ours, Hours. Now is the time. Let's go to that last slide there. Oh, I know. And now those 3 remain: faith, hope, and love. This is out of Corinthians 13. But the greatest of these is love. I would like us to close with a very short meditation. Are you okay with that? Did that a couple weeks ago, and it seemed to be very powerful. And this is love begins where I stand. So I invite you, because you are being called. We all are in some way. Not to do big things, but to do small things with love. We're all being called for that. So I want you to take a breath. Take a nice deep breath in. Oh, you're just in time for a short meditation there again. Take a deep breath and slowly let it out. Don't do the slowly let it out as if you're letting air slowly out of a balloon. Now take a breath in, breathing in love like we did earlier. And breathing out without any resistance, just slowly exhaling. In the stillness, I want you to imagine a warm light glowing in your heart center. as His divine love, unconditional, unending, always available. I want you to feel that light growing brighter and brighter with every breath. Expanding through your chest. Feel it going through your arms, your hands, and reaching all the way through your being. That light growing brighter and brighter. Affirm in your spirit, I am the hands and heart of God in action. Love begins where I stand. Love begins where I stand. Now bring to mind one place in your life, one relationship or one situation or one person where love is needed. Not in a judgment way, not as a burden, but as a sacred invitation from the divine that is calling you to bring them to mind. See yourself stepping into that moment with grace, bringing patience where there was tension, kindness where there was distance, understanding where there was misunderstanding. You don't have to do everything. You just simply need to be present as love. Here I am, Lord. It is I, Lord. I have heard you calling in the night. I will go, Lord, where you lead me, and I will hold your people in my heart. Take a nice, easy breath in. Exhale slowly, bringing your awareness back to this space, knowing, if not me, then who? I will go, Lord. I will hold your people in my heart. Open your eyes and let's say these together. I am the hands and heart of God in action. Love begins where I stand. Not when, now. And so it is. Amen. Namaste. Thank you, Yvette. The Christ presence in me, that love presence truly sees and honors. That Christ presence in each and every single one of you. Namaste. Thank you.